This is program number one out of many more to come every Wednesday when Brandon Sanger and I will be here to help you find your next career. As you probably noticed, I've gone through quite a few already. It used to be nice and dark, but that was probably like a long time ago. But Brandon and I will be here each week to help you find your next career. And we're going to talk about a whole lot of things. I know we shared this event early on in social media and a couple places on LinkedIn. People said, "Oh, you should tune in because Bill talks a lot about national security and intelligence," and I will do that. But we're here for all kinds of jobs, and we're going to talk about some employers that have all kinds of jobs. And by all kinds of jobs, I mean if you're authorized to work in the U.S., you're a U.S. citizen, you're a green card, whatever. We're here to help you. And we may not have an answer live. We are willing to take live questions. If you're watching, I believe you can post a comment. If not, I'll show you how to go to billgoldenjobs.com and ask for a career question. But we'll show you how to do that. Brandon, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So my name is Brandon Sanger. I'm an event coordinator / junior recruiter at GTSC. I do a little bit of everything. I do the social media. I look for resumes. I just help out in any way I can in that regard. And today I'm going to be talking about hot jobs and internships that we have going on, and hopefully it's useful.
Yeah, and I'm sure will be useful. So Brandon is with us from GTSC. That's Government Services Technical or Technology Technical Corporation at gtsc.com. We would talk a lot about them today and each week because they're a company you're gonna know a lot about in the future. They have some really interesting jobs. They're a fast growing company in the Metro Washington D.C. area, but they have opportunities for a wide range of things, 21 different states. So let me see here. Next slide. Where do we get that? I know that button's here. So we have this really cool software, which Brandon found because Brandon's smart and Brandon's good at whatever, called StreamYard. And we really like StreamYard. I just have to teach myself how to use it. So we'll be here each Wednesday with you from 12:30 to 2 p.m. live. We may run out of things to talk about at times, but we do want your questions, your comments. And if you're an employer and you have a really snazzy graphic that talks about your job, shows where your jobs are, we'll be glad to help you find great people across the USA. And again, we don't really care what industry you're in. You don't have to be national security, defense. You don't have to be government. You could be in finance, transportation, whatever. So let me talk to you about GTSC. You can find them on the web at gtsc.com. Really, GTSC is a fairly new company as far as having a major presence in both the Metro Washington, D.C. area and across the USA. I believe you're going to hear great and wonderful things about GTSC. And just as Truth in Advertising, of course, Brandon's with GTSC, and I help GTSC recruit. So, of course, I like GTSC. But, if you're out there in the market and you got great jobs and you have nice graphics, connect with myself or Brandon. We'll be glad to talk about you. And of course, we're always talking about GTSC. So you notice on the screen there, it says GTSC delivering strategic solutions. It really is. Up in Maryland, GTSC is working any number of contracts. So when I say any number, on the national security side, it's probably working 12, 14, maybe even a few extra contracts. Down on the Virginia side, GTSC does focus on helping the federal government come up with solutions, deliver solutions, such as the military call center, helping out veterans, which we'll talk more about later. In 21 different states, GTSC helps military veterans plan their finances because, a happy soldier, Marine, sailor, etc., and their family being happy too is really important. to our nation's defense. So GTSC does a whole lot. They work with various government agencies which require no clearance at all. You must be a U.S. citizen. You do have to undergo a basic background check. We'll cover some more of those later. But one of the things I want you to know is GTSC is really an extremely diverse company, not only in its opportunities, but in the people. We like to say that GTSC has amazing jobs for amazing people, and it's true. I mean, it's more than true. Go to the GTSC.com website, and you'll see that GTSC is actually a number of different companies, and you can look at their jobs, and we'll focus on some of those again later. So job fairs. Before I go into my job fairs, Brandon, are you going to any job fairs?
Well, GTSC is hosting a job fair today, April 10th from 12 to 2:30. It's going to be a regular thing that we have. I do believe the next one is at some point later this month.
Wow.
But what was that?
Strong coffee.
Okay. But yeah, so they are regular occurrence on Wednesdays, 12:30 to 2, and we just have a bunch of jobs with a bunch of companies that we're collaborating with. So that's what we have going on our side, but we also join some other career fairs if you want to talk about those.
Yeah, let me get here. We got some slides because images matter. Tech Expo USA. So I've known Tech Expo USA since about 2001. Really good people. They are on the national security side. Tomorrow in the Chantilly-Herndon area, Chantilly on one side, stoplight, Herndon on the other, go 3 stoplights over, you're in Reston, that kind of neighborhood. But tomorrow is an open house, and they are looking for all kinds of people who understand space, things that go into space, things that do things well in space, whether it's engineers, logisticians, the finance, acquisition types. This is tomorrow, so you need to sign up, but tomorrow morning you can sign up online. You will find we have posted this all over LinkedIn, etc. So if you connect with me on LinkedIn or connect with Brandon, we'll be glad to help you. Or you can use our little question form that we'll show you a little bit later. Some more events. Now, Brandon is going to the upcoming Corporate Gray Job Fair on 18 April. Now, Brandon, why don't you tell us a little bit about your experience? They're all virtual military career fairs for Corporate Gray. Do you ever meet more than a few people?
I would say I meet a bunch of people. The entire time I'm in that job fair, I'm talking to somebody until the very end. There's usually about 2,000 participants, give or take a few hundred. And there's hundreds of companies to talk to with a bunch of jobs. So it's probably one of the biggest job fairs that we attend and are part of. And I would say it would be very beneficial if you're looking for a job to at least take a look and talk to some recruiters.
Sure. And you see that bright and smiling soldier there. They do push this as a military-friendly job fair. So what does military-friendly mean? I was in the military, and I'm not always friendly. Yes, I am. I'm grumpy and huggy most days. But anyway, military-friendly means that the employers there understand what it is that you did in your prior life, or maybe it's the life that you're currently in. But this event is open to the public. All Corporate Gray events, with a very few exceptions, and they'll tell you right up front, but all of their virtual military-friendly events are open to the public. There are all kinds of jobs. There are government employers, purely commercial, because, many of the skills that people have in the military when they leave, they're the kinds of skills that different communities have and are needed. And like Brandon said, sometimes it feels like it's nonstop when you go to Corporate Gray. How many recruiters do you normally take to an event, Brandon?
Ideally, if we're just hosting a booth for one company, 3 or 4 is a good amount. And
they all stay busy, eh?
They all stay busy.
They all stay busy. So if Carl Savino is watching, send a 20 in a black envelope, send it to my house, a little stamp. I'll spend that 20. But no, I've known Carl Savino, who and the Savino family runs Corporate Gray. Good people. They've been at this a long time, since the 1990s, and they do fantabulous events. So if you were looking for just one or the number one, veteran military friendly event and you had a nationwide audience, consider Corporate Gray. And of course, you get to meet Brandon and the recruiting team from GTSC. Let me talk to you about Job Zone Online. So Janet Giles, I don't know if you're watching, but we do a lot of events with Job Zone Online and Bill Golden Jobs. I'm Bill Golden, by the way, if you haven't figured that out already. Bill Golden Jobs, we co-sponsor many events. Certainly, we push. The next event coming up is 23 April out in the southern Maryland countryside. It is quite a drive unless you're already in the neighborhood. But the neat thing is they hold it at the Patuxent River Naval Air Station Museum. The main entrance to the air base or naval air base is right behind the museum here. But this is a really cool museum because it is a museum. So you get to find your next job, etc., while looking at cool aircraft. And they have more aircraft out behind the museum. Really nice facility. And we want to thank all the folks at Patuxent River, that's the full name, Patuxent River Naval Air Station, and the museum in particular for hosting these events, co-hosting these events. Lots of jobs. So, I said something about this is out in southern Maryland, kind of out in the countryside. It is, if you got to get there, and there's a reason it's out there because, they do stuff out there. And but really, there are a ton of jobs. In fact, this is one of the more busy job fairs that I go to with Job Zone. Job Zone always puts on a great event at Patuxent River. Now, national security. The Job Zone events are open to the public. One of the featured employers is going to be the Defense Intelligence Agency. And a little bird says that they are primarily looking for internship types of people who are looking to find an open door into working with the Defense Intelligence Agency. Of course, they're recruiting for everything the Defense Intelligence Agency is looking for. But if you actually go to the Job Zone Online jobzoneonline.com website, you'll see that the link provided by the DIA actually links to, I believe it says internships. Summer's coming, you got to get busy here because summer's coming. And internships, it takes a while to get the paperwork done and everything else. And in some cases, I don't know about the DIA. I do work closely with a different government agency, and I know that for them, their summer internships, they begin recruiting in October for the following summer, so you sometimes need to start early. But the Defense Intelligence Agency recruiters, 23 April at Patuxent River. Right on the heels of that, Job Zone Online has another really good job fair at Joint Base Andrews. This will be on the base, so there is a little bit of a pain in participating in that you need to have a military ID card or have access to Joint Base Andrews. So it's not exactly open to the public. It's open to anyone who can get on the base. Again, they always do a great job there at Joint Base Andrews, and the top three ranks of the enlisted corps. I'm Army, we call them enlisted corps. Anyway, the top three ranks of the Air Force enlisted corps, NCOs, they are co-sponsoring this event. Always a good event. And let me just leave you with one thing. If you go to Bill Golden Jobs, and if you're an employer, send me, and you got a job fair coming up, whatever, tell me about this, whether it's an open house or whatever. We will list all the job fairs right on the homepage of Bill Golden Jobs. But if for some reason you're on another page, look for the NSA logo. You will find the NSA is featured. The NSA and NSA Jobs are featured on BillGoldenJobs.com and IntelligenceCareers.com. Look right below the NSA logo and look for the gold. This is Army gold, Army black and gold. Go Army. Beat Navy. No, just kidding. Not really. Anyway, look for the job fairs button and push that button, and that will take you to the page, and you'll see what's upcoming. Okay. Oh, blue slide means we're transitioning to some.
Oh, if I could just step in for 1 second, there is one more online career fair that we're hosting. It's going to be on April 24th of 2024. It's with Job Zone USA. It's going to be the day after the in-person event. And if you can't show up to that, you could always join online the day after. It's from 12:30 to 3:30, and I'm dropping a link to sign up as an attendee in the comment section.
Cool. And one of the neat things about that, while we're talking about the 24th, which is co-sponsored by Bill Golden, jobs.com, and intelligencecareers.com, is that if you go to one of Janet Giles' Job Zone Online events, like Patuxent River or wherever, you can recruit at this event on the 24th free. Now, you may not be available. You probably figured out, already have filled in your schedule. But we have a long list of events throughout the year. So if you physically send a recruiting team to one of Janet Giles' events, you'll get a code you can use, and you can sign up for a future event. It's almost always, I believe, on the last Wednesday of the month. So you can just sign up for one of those events in advance, and there's no charge. Okay. Let me see here. Blue. We got any questions anywhere? I know this is our first event, so probably only myself and Brandon, we're going to talk to each other. But any questions?
I don't believe we have any questions, but I'll ask you a fun one. What's your favorite kind of coffee? How do you make it?
Oh, well, I'm a very drippy kind of person. So I don't have it here, but currently my favorite kind of coffee is Peet's coffee. And that's because at Christmas, now I know Suzanne is probably not watching. She has some very special activities going on for her today, but at Christmas to show the Christmas spirit, and I'm all for that, cookies too, she gave out some coupons to get a free thing of Peet's coffee. And so now you probably think, don't cut back on the caffeine. Yes, well, I used my coupon for decaf, which is probably my third pot of the day. The first two, I'm like this till about 5 p.m. and then doop, I'm gone. How about you? But I drip my coffee. I do.
Okay. Yeah, I've dripped before. It's good coffee. For me, I usually go to McDonald's and just get their large sugar-free iced coffee. It's always $1. You get a ton of it. It's delicious. I don't know if it's the best coffee in the world, but you can't beat the value. So I do end up going there a lot.
I do like McDonald's coffee. And this weekend, back to Peet's, we were looking for, we don't have a Peet's near to where I live. So I happened to see, and this is not a commercial, but, Brandon asked, and I'm going to tell you, you can buy Peet's coffee by the pound, pre-ground or whatever, at Target and at Walmart. They actually have a good selection at both of those, and you can get it online at Amazon.com, which is kind of nice, but I like to go out because Walmart has popcorn, and not that I would ever eat snacks while out shopping. But anyway, you can get coffee there. During my first two pots are Folgers, but I do like McDonald's coffee too. Oh, and that's what I meant to say. Kmart, not Kmart. Gosh, that's so ancient. Walmart has Peet's coffee right next to an entire row of McDonald's coffee. I think McDonald's is pretty good, and you can't beat the price. Okay,
Yeah,
what else we got here? Let me see. We click the magic slide. Oh, career questions. Okay, so we will put the link. In fact, Brandon, if you can find the link, maybe drop it in the chat here. But throughout the week, as career questions come up, and we don't really care what kind, as long as you stay on topic. Like some of the test questions I've been sending to Brandon is like, I'm thinking about becoming a dog walker, but I've only got cats. So what does it mean to be a dog walker? Believe it or not, there are job websites devoted to dog walkers. None for cats that I know of, because cats are cats, and cats only walk if they feel like it. But dogs, it's like sure, they'll go find their leash. Anyway, whatever, because we are in a lot of things. We do internships. One of the things on BillGoldenJobs.com that you can find is a button that says internships. We have over 1,000 internships across the USA. There are a ton of internships and paid internships, of course. A ton of internships in industry of all kind. And now if you're looking for an internship, now is really a good time to be looking. We're going to cover some more of that in a little bit. But career questions, leave your name. We'll never mention your name online. If you want to tell me that you're Bob from Pascagoula, and that's fine. I'll say Bob from Pascagoula wants to know how to become a dog walker. And we'll find some of that. And if you ask questions before the event, then we'll try and, each Wednesday, we'll try and put some of that information here online. Anyway, we got that going. So look for us each Wednesday from 12:30 to 2 p.m. We have this time so we can reach the West Coast, although I know it's not their lunchtime. But, hey, we're here and we'll be here every week. Okay, blue screen. We're changing topics again. Let me talk about the NSA. Now, Brandon has some internships and kind of entry-level stuff that he's going to talk about. I know this is kind of hard to read, but one of my favorite agencies is the National Security Agency. National Security Agency is all of their jobs are featured on both intelligencecareers.com and Bill Golden Jobs. And if you look in the upper right-hand corner on either website, you'll see the NSA logo. For their entry-level opportunities, you'd be amazed at what the NSA is always recruiting for at the entry level. Go down to the red button. I'm pointing at my mouse, but the lower left-hand corner of the screen, you'll see that red button. Push that, and it'll take you to the NSA entry-level opportunities. The NSA has jobs in technology. I'll cover some of those jobs in a moment. In technology, finance, acquisition, program manager. You think the NSA is this gigantic agency, and it is. But the NSA has a huge need for talent, and they are constantly recruiting project and program managers, even at the entry level. There are requirements, like you need a relevant field of study. They need analysts, they need linguists. When it comes to scientists doing science kinds of things, because they are scientists, they always have very interesting jobs. And the NSA jobs are in many different locations. We're going to look at a few of those right now. This job closes out tomorrow. So a lot of people don't think of the NSA as having counterintelligence investigators. And look at that, entry to experience level. So that's the job number if you were to go on the NSA website. But whenever you see a job that we post in social media, you're going to see a date at the end. So you know that when it closes, because a lot of people don't like to read the fine print. A closed job at the NSA is pretty much a closed job. If you don't hit the deadline, then oops. But the nice thing is the NSA tends to reopen all the different kinds of jobs every 2 to 3 months. So counterintelligence investigators doing stuff, because that's what they do. They do stuff. But I can't discuss what they do, partially because I don't know, because they do stuff. But anyway, the NSA, you've got 24 hours, maybe 38, 36, whatever the time it really is, to go on the NSA website and to apply. Whenever you see a job on Bill Golden Jobs or the NSA website, realize that when you click a link to apply, it does not go to us. It links directly through to the NSA, where you can provide them your information. Clinical psychologist. The NSA is looking for experienced to expert level in Alaska, Georgia, Hawaii, Maryland, and Texas. One of the nice things about all of the NSA jobs is, as you look at it, it can be a little bit of a reading, because if they have like 4 levels in a job, and this is a good example here, experience through expert level, the NSA would tell you how much they pay, and they're very specific, but sometimes you got to read through all of the sometimes rather long job descriptions to find all of that. A blue screen. Brandon, what you got for entry level and open door opportunities? What have you got?
All right, so I got 3 hot jobs off of the GTSC website. All of them are entry level, and they're all in the Chantilly, Virginia area. The first one is a software engineer. It's completely entry level, and it has a bias towards React and JavaScript. So if you're experienced with that, you would have a good shot of getting that job. The next one is a configuration manager, also entry level. So can you talk about what a configuration manager does, Bill?
Well, certainly I can. They configure things. Really, of course they do. That's how it got its name. Where is that? So a configuration manager. When you've got IT software, all these different things with blinking lights going beep, 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 plugged in the wall, etc. You've got different versions of software running. You need to figure out how it's all configured. Many people, certainly in recent months or so, have been stressing with Microsoft Teams as it updated. And, I can't get it to work. It wants me to now put in my name before we can connect. Anyway, imagine if you have thousands of machines running different versions of software, et cetera, et cetera. You got to keep them up to date. You got viruses. You got everything else. That's like, oh, my goodness. So a configuration manager tracks all of that, helps plan for systems, manages what's happening there. And with GTSC, these configuration manager positions, I believe, do not require any security clearance. You just need to be a U.S. citizen. Is that right? I mean, we can look on the GTSC website, but I believe that's
verify.
Yeah, one of the nice things about GTSC is unless the jobs are in Maryland, and usually the Maryland ones are all top secret, yada, yada, yada. Often, probably 9 out of 10 jobs in the Metro DC on the Virginia side, they're all U.S. citizen. No clearance. You may need a public trust or a background investigation, which is a very basic background investigation. It's not for security clearance per se.
Right. So this one is actually in the Fort Meade, Maryland area. I stand corrected.
Oh, no. Okay. So
that does mean active top secret SCI with full scope poly.
With a polygraph. So, but while Brandon is looking at the next question, let me go over to the GTSC website, because I know there are a couple of things that they're looking for, like that SDA person, which escapes a service delivery analyst. That is by a GTA subsidiary known as DataWiz. But Brandon, why don't you cover your next job?
Sure. Let's see, it is right here. All right, we got an information system security engineer, level 1. This one is not quite entry level. However, it's a great opportunity. Again, it's in the Fort Meade, Maryland area. It has an active top secret clearance with SCI full scope polygraph. But we need these people. We are looking to hire them. Do you want to talk about what exactly an information security engineer does?
Well, that's simple. You find information, you put it under your jacket, you hide it so no one can get to it. No, of course, that's all silliness. So an information security specialist usually is, actually not is, but it can be both physical security, it can be IT security, it can be cyber. It is someone who makes sure that your information is assured, available when you need it, and that it's the information safe in what you expect it to be. The systems are hardened, and one of the things about GTSC is they are a specialist in zero trust, and that's kind of like the paranoid level of security. So in that you don't trust anyone, anything. The systems don't. You may have a password, you may have a card, you may have whatever, but the systems are meant to detect bad people. So there are a lot of opportunities in that, up in the Fort Meade area and throughout Maryland. I'm going to go over here to the Boeing Group really quick and look at what they have. So GTSC is a collection of companies. They're actually subsidiaries, of course they are. Bowling Group jobs. I'm kind of Googling as I go along here. I should have had this link up. Dun, 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 dun. What? Join our team. Let me click this link. I'll go through some of their jobs. The Boeing Group, one of the jobs, while I'm busy talking, and I talk a lot, that I think that you'll really find of interest is, are you a financial planner and you live near a military base? We call these the PFC jobs, the personal financial counselor. You do need certified, and GTSC can help you learn about that certification. There are a couple of certifications that lead into that, and we really, these jobs are across the USA right now. I'm trying to think. We need it in Iowa. Yeah, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. We need a personal financial counselor up there. Let me see what we got over here. A moment. Anyway, that's GTSC, personal financial counselor. I can hook you up directly with the program manager for that. And I just lost my screen again. What is that about? Oh, I see a couple more. So we now need, we being GTSC, the Boeing Group, needs personal financial counselor for Great Lakes, Illinois. That's essentially the Chicago area, as well as Cedar Rapids. Here are a couple of jobs that do not require security clearance. No, and these are GTSC jobs. Needed are writers and editors. Some of these are part-time positions, and you essentially will be working on web content and some other things. The pay is $31, just over $31 an hour there. They are looking for a full-time in the Chantilly area, a digital media specialist. I mentioned earlier that GTSC and the Boeing Group and US Paralog. Hello, US Paralog. US Paralog is a joint venture with GTSC, and they are looking for customer service representatives too. These are basically online help desks that help military veterans find information as to where they should go and how to connect with different parts of the Veterans Administration so they can get services and discover facilities and a lot quicker. And those jobs are all over the place. Nevada, Virginia. In fact, currently 3 of the positions, Northern Virginia is looking for these customer service reps, Shepherdstown, West Virginia. And let me see if there are any more. I don't see Nevada out here at the moment. But yeah, so not everything is up in Maryland. In fact, most of the jobs are not up in Maryland. We do have those. And as we said, great careers at GTSC. Well, internships, Brandon.
Oh, I've got a few good ones. The first one I have is a management trainee internship. It's in Fredericksburg, Virginia. And what it'll do for you is it'll build valuable business and leadership skills. So you're going to be getting paid $18 an hour to essentially have a great starting position at a company. If you do your job well, you'll pretty much have a job by the end of it. And the company is with, I said before, Enterprise Mobility. And I'm going to be dropping links to all of these in the comments, but also in the description of the video. But here it is right now. So yeah, that's the first one. You only have to be 18 years old. You just need a driver's license and just a little bit of motivation to get started. That's pretty much it. The requirements are low. The pay is good. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah,
the second one that
I have. Often, I imagine most of these internships also come with benefits.
They do. Let me see what it says exactly on the website here. Well, it says you're going to be with a group of people that are just like you, so you're not going to be alone in the position. There's going to be a few different interns with you, and you're going to be working on a team collaborating. I don't see anything about benefits, but
Well,
the experience alone with the pay is a good start.
It is. And when we recommend internships, we try to focus only on paid internships. There are a lot of paid internships, and again, we have a list of a gazillion internships across the USA on BillGoldenJobs.com. What else do you have there?
All right, the second one I got is a strategic research internship. It's in Arlington, Virginia, and the company is the Institute for Justice. It doesn't say exactly what the pay is, but it's a 10-week program that generally runs from May through early August. And what you'll be doing there is, as an undergraduate in social science, you're going to be researching for this company. It says the program is a unique initiative combining high-quality social science and policy research with the Institute for Justice's cutting-edge litigation. So again, you'll be getting really valuable experience here, and it just seems like a good opportunity for 10 weeks. I'm going to put the link to that one also in the comments, and tell me if you can see them, Bill.
Okay, let me see here. Link. Where are we at? I did see your last link, but we can include them on the website right after this and on social media. Well, while you think about your next one, here's a national security but no clearance required internship. The Federal Communications Commission, FCC, in Washington, D.C. has an internship for data analytics national security intern. And let me see if I can. When is the application for that? This is both they offer full-time and part-time opportunities. And so this is national security. As I mentioned, and you're working with data. It appears to be focused primarily on the emergency broadcast system and how information is pushed out very quickly when there are issues of concern. Brandon, what's next?
All right, the final one I have is a data science graduate internship. It's with Noblis, which is a federal contractor, and it's located in Reston, Virginia. The required qualifications, you just need a GPA of 3.3 or higher, citizenship, and strong Python skills working with RDF. This one pays very well. It's between $22 and $36 an hour. And essentially what you'll be doing is you're helping research. So more specifically, you're building real world experience using the software that Noblis is using in a variety of different ways. It'll be challenging your educational skills and hand-on skills and hoping that you get a job by the end of it. You're going to be doing a good job in assisting them.
And that's what it is about most internships. It gives people the chance to kind of try before you buy. Let me go through job fairs because there are a lot of job fairs coming up again, and people need to know what's out there. Tomorrow in the Chantilly-Herndon area, Tech Expo USA is hosting it is a space-focused event. So all of you Star Trekkers and Star Wars, anyway, people who like things are in outer space or go to outer space. Go to outer space and return. Consider this open house. This is both in engineering, logistics, and finance, a lot of things. Go to Tech Expo USA. You'll see the advertisement is right on their homepage. You can click register now. And, because if for some reason you can't make it, they'll have your resume. But Tech Expo USA and open house tomorrow in Chantilly for Arkfield. April 18th, Corporate Gray will be, it's a virtual event, Virtual USA. Tons of jobs here. And by tons of jobs, I mean a lot of jobs. If you're an employer and you're looking to hire veterans, Corporate Gray really is your number one choice. And I don't think there's a close number two, certainly not for reaching a national audience. corporate gray events are very reasonably priced. And you will meet a ton. So I think, Brandon, you were saying earlier, and maybe you can focus on some of the jobs that, because you're going to be at the next 18 April corporate grade job fair, aren't you?
I will be. Yep.
So what are some of the hot jobs that GTSC will be looking for there? No Maryland, although we have a ton of Maryland jobs, of course.
Let me take a little look-see here. I'll access their website and see what we have posted from last time.
Yeah.
And yes, I will try to avoid Maryland.
But let me talk about Maryland while you're looking here. So GTSC does have a number of national security contracts on the Maryland side. Once you cross the Woodrow Wilson Bridge, from that point all the way up through the I-295, I-95 corridor, all kinds of things are happening up there. They do take TSSCI polygraph. But one of the things, two things about GTSC that I really are kind of unique is, of course, they have technology jobs left and right. But GTSC focuses, and when we say GTSC, the subsidiary of GTSC up there on these contracts is Advanced Engineering and IT Solutions or Services. I have to look that up and write that down. Anyway, AEITSinc.com. You do need a polygraph and an active TSSCI for almost all jobs up there. But the two things that AEITS focuses on and is really a heavyweight in are zero trust opportunities. Zero trust being a field with and technology and a strategy and a set of tools within cybersecurity. So AEITS specializes in zero trust. And the second thing is acquisition of national systems. So this can be program management, CETA level work, people who understand systems integration, and a number of other things. You will find that. And of course, GTSC with Brandon at the lead at the upcoming Corporate Gray will be recruiting for that, as well as all of the things on the Virginia side, which do not require a security clearance. Back to you, Brendan.
Yeah, so I'm on the website now. Most of the jobs that we have on here are the exact same jobs that we have on the GTSC website. So I'm trying to go through them and see which ones aren't Maryland. So I pretty much have to go one by one. The one at the very top I see, it's in Washington, D.C. It's our project manager for. So that's one of the ones that we have. Let me see what else we got here. RMF cybersecurity consultant.
And that is on the Virginia side. Does not require security clearance, I don't believe.
Right.
If it does, it's probably a public trust at most.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun.
We have Salesforce developer roles. They're completely remote, and we have multiple of them.
Well, that's one of the neat things, too, about GTSC on the Virginia side. Even though some of the jobs are marked Chantilly or Arlington, if you look very closely, you'll see quite a few of them are remote or flex. So there's that. Okay, what else you got?
We have many program integrator jobs at multiple levels. And I'm trying to see the location here. It just says (0), so something must have been inputted incorrectly.
Well, let me jump in here while you're looking here. So, if you are an intern and you're just starting out, let me get the screen focused on me. Hello, where am I? Where am I? So many buttons, so many buttons. There we go. Oh, there we go. I'm back. So, and next week, we'll have more better graphics. This is kind of our trial, our number one program, to see what it's like to do live after drinking coffee through this. And for the 4 hours prior to this, my voice will probably give out. But how much can you make as an intern? And I'm looking at some things right now. In Northern Virginia, Maryland, and probably across much of the USA, the national average for an intern is $22.86 an hour. So, that's not bad. You're not going to get rich. But the national high, especially in some states, the national high is up to $28.16 per hour for interns, and the national low. And whenever we talk about the low, we're talking about the what the lower 25% earn is $18.56 average. But it looks, I'm looking at a number here like risk analytics intern, public affairs, summer 2024, the research and analytics intern. They are all making $25 an hour here in the greater Metro DC area. So what's the greater Metro DC area? Pretty much find the White House, not during tourist season. There's no parking. But find it on any other day or get a map and draw a ring that goes 50 miles out in any direction. And that is the greater Metro DC area. It's part of West Virginia. It can, on some days, actually include Delaware, New Jersey, although that's not within 50 miles. But it's kind of close in some cases, as long as you keep going I-95 till you hit bad traffic. But there are all kinds of, I'm looking at some here. This one internship with a company I do not know called Alvarez and Marshall. They pay $35 an hour for internships. And what are they looking for? I'll have to learn more next week. We will be more graphic next week, graphical and graphic, because, we're here to learn. That's what we are. We're learners, right?
I would say so.
Already. Look at the white air. You would think I would. Oh my goodness! I'm going the wrong direction. See, I'm looking at myself and. Okay, too much coffee. Back to you, Brandon.
Are we still on the internship segment?
If you got an internship to talk about, otherwise I'll just hit next slide and we'll go to that.
I guess we go next segment then.
Okay. Oops. Ding. I connect it with my other computer. Okay. Let me see here. Dun, dun, dun. New? Oh, that's cool. Nope. See? Anyway, I'm still learning this. I love buttons. I'm like the person who's don't touch the buttons, Bill. Corporate gray. We were talking about corporate gray, and I would just say one more thing about corporate gray, and we'll move on. With corporate gray, if you are looking to reach a military veteran audience, and corporate gray is who you want to be with. Their career fairs are monthly, occasionally maybe two, but almost always just monthly, on or about the third Thursday, I believe, of the month. They're really predictable. And if you connect with them, tell Carl Savino or Susan Savino or whichever member that you, Karen Durkee, hello from Bill Golden, and that I highly recommend them. Anyway, corporate gray is coming up. So let me talk here again about JobZone Online. Their event, they have two events this month. 23 April is at Patuxent River Naval Air Station. That is in Southern Maryland. So corporate gray is national, and you can participate from anywhere. JobZone Online is very military friendly too, meaning that the people know what you do. The Patuxent River Naval Air Station has tons of jobs for finance, some acquisition, program management, aviation. I think they have F-22s out there at Pax River. I haven't seen any, but I'm pretty sure they have F-22s. They have a bunch of other things too. And the nice thing is the job fair, and you do have to attend the job fair. This job fair is in the Patuxent River, aka Pax River Naval Air Station Museum. So you get to see all the aircraft and everything else without an admission fee. Shh. Anyway, but you're not there to look at the aircraft, pretty wings and everything else. One of the featured employers that will be recruiting, and per the link on JobZoneOnline.com, the DIA is looking for a lot of people who want to become paid interns and are looking for ways to to join the Defense Intelligence Agency. So think of these as open door jobs. And of course, the Defense Intelligence Agency has all kinds of stuff out there. So give them a try. Go out. If you're in the Metro DC area on the eastern side towards the Potomac River, Chesapeake Bay, it's not that far a drive. But on the western side of DC, it can be quite a hike. Pack a lunch. Make sure you have full tank of gas. Anyway, the DIA will be out there. I've been to Pax River events for years now, and I have not seen the DIA or any other national intelligence agency, Secret Service sometimes, out there recruiting. So this is a very unique opportunity. Now, a few days after that, Joint Base Andrews Job Zone Online has another event on Thursday, April 25th. And a little bit about this event. It is open to the public. Oh, let me go back to that one. So one of the reasons they have the event at Pax River in the Air Museum is so it can be completely open to the public. If you're a U.S. citizen, you don't need any special ID. You don't have to go on base or anything else. You can just show up with your resume. You should bring about 20 resumes with you. And it's open completely to the public. And most of the jobs do not require security clearance of any kind. And if they do, it's often a secret. Very, very rarely, occasionally, do they need a top secret. Joint Base Andrews is open to the public, but only if you have access to the base, which can be a little bit of pain. So, if you do not have a military ID card, don't plan on going to this. It will be a pain. Brandon and I went to one of these a couple months ago. Great event. But I had a military ID card. Brandon did not. And at many bases, as long as the driver has or passenger has a military ID card, it's like, come on, yeah, you can go on. That doesn't work at Joint Base Andrews. Everyone in the car must be properly ID'd, et cetera, et cetera. So if you got a military ID card and you have access, great job fair, top 3, sponsored by the top 3 NCO ranks there at Joint Base Andrews. Good event. Consider, and again, it's open to the public if you can get on base. Upcoming job fairs. There are a bunch of job fairs. I normally try to keep a list of what's out there 2 to 3 months in advance on either of the websites that we run, intelligencecareers.com or billgoldenjobs.com. They look different, but in a way, they're the same website. They just look different names. Just look for the NSA logo, usually in the upper right-hand corner. And below it, there's going to be a button that says Job Fairs. Print there, push there, and it will take you to Bill Golden Jobs. They're actually listed on Bill Golden Jobs, but we try to make sure that all the buttons end up in the right place. Both ways. Okay, I got to take a breather. Brandon, what you got?
Just to expand off of that, we're going through the job fairs again. On the 24th of April, we have our Job Zone USA Premier Virtual Job Fair, which is where we collaborate with Job Zone the day after the in-person job fair in case anybody misses it or isn't close enough to come. And they can participate in our online job fair from 12:30 to 3:30 and talk to any of the people that were at the physical one.
And a neat thing about the job fair series that we're co-sponsoring with Job Zone Online, we call it USA Professionals, is we're not running it as a job fair. So at a job fair, you're looking, one of the reasons people dislike job fairs and dislike virtual job fairs is they feel like they give their information up, they show up, and what's all that about? They get told, thank you very much, go to our website. Or they're kind of picking and choosing. They're really, it's kind of like luck of the draw. With the USA Professional events that we're co-sponsoring with Job Zone, these events could have one company, they could have 10 companies. So we're not pushing them as a job fair. We're pushing them as an opportunity to meet a very specific employer with very specific jobs, and we highlight that up to a week in advance of the event. So our events with Job Zone Online are the last Wednesday of each month, and then our events, which is Bill Golden, GTSC and Friends, etc., focus mostly on GTSC jobs. But you know what? We are open to other companies joining us. We really push the jobs, and we are pushing the jobs, not the fact that it's because it's not a job fair, which is not a fact. Because a fact has information behind it, and you can prove that. And this is not a job fair. But what we are doing is we're pushing jobs in very specific opportunities. So you may only meet one company, but you'll know who that company is in advance, what jobs they have to offer. So follow us on LinkedIn. We need a big image for next week, Brandon, that says LinkedIn, and the LinkedIn addresses for all of our fellow recruiters. And we have there are 7 recruiters in our group, really good people. Some of them, let me tell you, once they get their resume and they think that you are hireable, good for the company, like a recruiter we have named Megan. Oh my goodness. She becomes your number one advocate. There's like day and night every day. Where are we at in the process? Anyway, recruiting is fun, but sometimes it can be a whole lot of fun. Anyway, we will connect you with very specific recruiters. So it's not like a drop your resume and take your, good luck with that. That's just not us. So, Brandon, what else do you have? Or did I lose my train of thought?
You do lose your train of thought a lot, but we are at a point where we are just looping through what we've already talked about again for new viewers who are coming on, so they get the content again. But I think we should bisect it a little bit with another question break. And because we don't have a question, but I have a question.
Oh, I love questions.
I want a daily piece of dad advice from you. Just any general piece of advice. Could be very broad, could be specific.
2 things, and they're both related. Don't tell me that you're looking for a job or opportunity. Don't tell me you're looking for a really good company with great benefits, etc. Because already that's at least 2 to 3 sentences, and I have no clue what you do. Tell me, and tell others, especially on social media like LinkedIn, etc. A good intro is, hi, my name's Bill Golden. I am a new grad, although that was a long time ago. I am a new grad, and my field of study was, and I have great interest in this. A good job for me would be perhaps as a historian. It would be as someone who does market research. It would be proofreading, which can be an English major. So a good example of that, okay, you got me started. Good example of that is, a lot of English and French majors, people make fun of them and say, oh my goodness, you're going to have trouble paying your loan. You're not going to make money from that. But a lot of French majors and other foreign language majors actually make a lot of money if they think differently. Maybe in their career, it's like, oh, I want to be a French teacher or a Russian teacher or whatever. There are so many jobs that involve foreign languages. Think about that. And if you send us a question on our website, I'll be glad to help you think about that, because we have tons of jobs for foreign speakers. But English majors in particular, where they actually excel is on marketing teams, helping put together contract proposals to where, on many contracts, you have people kind of locked in a room. They slide pizza under the door. They drink horrible beverages all day. They need breath mints galore as they're trying to figure out how to win the next great contract. And one of the problems one of the reasons that people don't win contracts is, what language is that written in? That doesn't make sense. An English major often is an absolutely outstanding addition to your capture team, your marketing team, because they're looking to make it as simple as possible and to parse things. Well, I remember in 8th grade where we had to go to the chalkboard not like a whiteboard, but a real chalkboard, and we had to clean it too. Where we had to parse sentences. Painful, painful. Anyway, tell people what you're looking for. I'm looking for a junior level. And let's say you're like me. Let me see. Okay, so my hair is backwards because I'm looking into a reflection of myself. Let's say, you've done things. Mature career seekers often scare away companies from wanting to talk to you. They really do. Because they want to talk about, I did this and I was there and I have managed. I tell you what, the word management means that you have, there is some bias. The word management, I'm looking for a management job. It means you're not really capable of doing anything specifically anymore. But you don't mind being in charge of people who know what to do. Never lead with that. I'm looking for management. And don't talk about, I've been in program management for this long. And, okay, so that's all cool. But tell me what you want to be doing. If you're a career seeker, because sometimes you get to the end of the road and you find you got to go left and right, and you're not up to either direction, actually. Kind of say, I am seeking a career change position. I have all these things in the past, and they're kind of cool, but I'm looking for something a little bit different, and realize your income is going to be related to that, because they're not hiring you for who you were. They're hiring you for what you can do. And career changers, sometimes you got to take a step back. They are there. I hear a lot of people say, I've been at this forever. Age discrimination. Most people say age discrimination because me. Quick, how old am I? Quick. Look at the hair. Anyway, I'm 68, by the way. I feel like I'm just more successful each and every day. Now, I've had a couple bad years where I didn't feel successful at all. But that was then. This is now. I feel very successful. And I plan to keep going until one day, we're just talking and Brandon says, I don't hear anything. Well, that day's special day came. Then it's his turn to run the program. But anyway, age discrimination really, it does exist and it doesn't. You need to keep up with technology. You need to keep up with people skills. And people skills, if you're coming out of the military, realize you could be someone my age working for someone Brandon's age, which some people have issue with, and you really shouldn't. There are issues in the way different generations see things, but usually that's a problem of the person that has a problem with someone else. It's not a real problem. You reach out, you try to understand why people think, what they do, why they do it. Things change. So that's that question. Let me talk about a resume really quick. Now, this is actually a program guide for Tech Expo. There I am. Have I mentioned Tech Expo? So let's pretend this is a resume. And you've got, see, I folded this paper in half. Let me see. Can I make the window a little bit bigger? Doop. Oh, that's Brandon. Oh, how do I get me? Oh, look, there I am. Wherever I go, there I am. So let's say this is your resume. You'll hear some people say, you should only have a 2-page resume, or put it in a single page. 3 to 4 is okay. You know what? The longest resume I've ever gotten was 27 pages. Oh my goodness. But in truth, your resume lives and dies by this much space. I want to know who you are and can I contact you? Tell me about your skill set. You can very briefly tell me about your certifications, your degree. I don't want to know what school you went to. Say you have a BS with a Security Plus certification, yada, 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 all right up here, because I want to know if I should care about you. So can I contact you? Should I care about you? Give a brief synopsis of 3 to 4 sentences. And then your first job description should be right here. Now, your job description should echo why I should care about you. So I do see resumes from people. They don't mean to blow smoke, but it's interpreted that way. They go back to school, they get retraining, which I fully support, and they should do that. But then their job description, they get there and you know what? They have nothing in common. I mean, it's like, cool, you did this, and you got these job certifications, but that's not what your job description says. It's like, oh, yes, I decided to rebrand to become a new person. Fine, let's say that. Don't tell me, you need to make sure that your resume is clear, because a recruiter will look and determine whether they want to keep reading or not. And if they don't, your resume could go to the bottom of the pile. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. More coffee, please. Anyway, your resume could go to the bottom of the pile. And I would tell you, sometimes when we go to major job fairs, I go through and I sift through the different resumes, and I kind of put them in the order that I think that I care. Maybe I care, and I can't think of a reason why I should care. And they're at the bottom. I may never get to those. I actually have resumes from stacks of resumes that I've collected over time, and I never throw away a resume. I don't always know what's in the stacks, but I never throw away a resume. So you may hear from me in 4 or 5 years when I do care. But your resume needs to give someone a reason to care right now, and you really have just about that much space to make your case. Whether it's 1 page, 2 page, 27 pages, after that, you live and die by this much. And that's that. What else we got? More questions. I like questions. I feel like Kermit the Frog. You know how Kermit, like whenever he's like picking on Miss Piggy and he picks up his teacup, although this coffee, he goes, yes, next. Anyway, I'm all out of coffee, which is probably a good thing for everyone. Are you drinking anything today? How do you make coffee? What's your favorite brand? I know you mentioned what's available in McDonald's, but I can't hear you. I think you're mute.
I was muted. Yeah, so the coffee I drink at home is not McDonald's. My family got an espresso machine about a year ago, so I've been just using that because you get one serving out of it. You don't have to make a whole pot, and I've been enjoying that. The only problem I have with Nespresso is that it doesn't come out super hot, so I have to use like one of these kinds of mugs just to keep it warm while I drink it. Cool. But it's high quality coffee. It tastes really good. Has a little bit of foam on top. It's good stuff.
I like coffee. I went to Italy. I used to travel to Italy on a somewhat regular basis, to recruit at military bases. And if you're a coffee lover, think you hear, the Italian coffee, yada yada yada. Oh, desperation. They have these like little cups like this big. So you go and you order a cup and you think, what's that? Where's the rest of the cup? Does it come with a pot? Like in Germany, you order a Kenken Cafe, which is like 2 full cups, and it comes with little pots. So they pour the half pot and you got another cup. In Italy, they got these like little things, the demitasses. It's like, this is ridiculous. I've spent a lot of time in Italy trying to find a real good cup of coffee, a big cup of coffee, because, I am by the pot. Italy, losing track of thoughts. Anyway, where are we? Okay,
I have another question.
Yes, sir.
So people are about to start graduating in about a month from college. Usually May is when people graduate. What if there's someone out there who doesn't know exactly what they want to do? They kind of just chose a major and stuck with it because they didn't have any better ideas of where they wanted to go. Say they're like a business or a psych major or anything really. What advice would you have for them?
Don't panic. So, reality is, and there are numbers with this, but I like to be factually based, and I don't have the numbers, but so I'll just say a lot. I would say a lot, or most people who go to college never actually end up in their first, second, or third job actually using the degree they studied for. So don't panic on that. What you need to do is come up with a plan. So we've been talking a lot about internships today. Tons of internships, and people can write to us and contact us, and we'll be glad to help identify an internship. there are quite a few internships. You need planning for an internship, like I mentioned with some of the agencies and all. They cut off recruiting in October for an internship the following summer, because they need to do some background investigations or whatever else. But there are tons of internships right now for summer 2024. Take some time and like right now, be planning a paid internship and looking around. Sometimes I meet people that say, "Oh yeah, I want this. I'd like an internship," but they live like out in the outer suburbs, and they're like, "I'm not driving there. The traffic's horrible." Well, I guess the job is at the local strip mall, right? Not that there are a lot of internships at the local strip mall or whatever. The jobs are where the jobs are, and there are a lot of paid internships. So for new grads, keep in mind that whatever you studied for may not be, and probably will not be, where you're actually going to end up. So ask yourself, literally get a piece of paper. Oh, like I have tons of I have colored notepads and all kinds of things, right? The red ones. I have so many like due today, but I got red ones from months ago, still stuck around like due today. But I will write myself stickies, etc. Get with a friend who kind of knows you and is not willing to BS you. Like, yes, that makes you look fat, or yes, whatever. The kind of friend that's going to be a friend. Sit down and take about a half hour and do a one-on-one where you describe what it is you want to do, but you have your friend play 20 questions with you. And part of that 20 questions is, why should I care? Oh, you got this degree. Why should I care? After 4 years, if you haven't figured out who's going to use that degree, suddenly in 30 days, you want us to help you figure it out. We might be able to do that, by the way. Don't know till we get there. But have your friend do why should I care in 20 questions, and then literally use Google. Google's your friend. So what I would do, we'll have to learn how to do a screen share next week. I know it's possible. But there is a format on Google. So the format is, put in the word in the search bar, put in the word job. That automatically keys up the Google algorithm for finding things identified as paid employment, or not all internships are paid, but most are. So first, job. Then put in 1 to 2, maybe 3 keywords as to the skill set. So like job, psychology, and maybe you studied French. I studied French. I went to France. No one knew what the hell I was talking about. Anyway. But like, so job, psychology, French, and then put a location like Fairfax, Virginia, Houston, Texas, whatever. If you follow that format, you'll be amazed at what pops up. So Google automatically recognizes that you are looking for a job, and it will find things, and it will prioritize things that pop up. Let me just do that search really quick while I'm talking, which I like to do, by the way. So job, psychology. Oh, I spelled it right. French, Houston, Texas. Dun, 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 dun. Hit the key. Oh, boom. Believe it or not, Indeed has 159 French psychology jobs. And then the nice thing is they break it out to subcategories such as clinician, case manager, program manager, and more. And in Houston, Texas, so the nice thing is too, sometimes what you're looking for is not what you're actually looking for, it's what you find. So I see right below that are 68 French-speaking jobs in Houston, Texas. Most of the things that happen to you in life are going to be lucky happenings, but it's luck because you have education, you're looking, you have your radar out, and you have a direction. And even if you don't quite know where you're going, the fact that you can kind of define what your interests are, both topically and geographically, you're going to find wonderful things. Who knew there were 68 French-speaking jobs in Houston? I didn't. Of course, I didn't look either. You got to look. So I had that friend kind of sit down with you and help you think through, and then use the search results you actually get from things like Google and all, if you follow the formula I gave you, and you'll find all kinds of things. Here's another tip while we're at it. Gosh, someone needs to ask a question. Next week, I expect 100 questions. So you got bills in life. I've got bills. You've got bills. People have different levels of bills. You can actually on Indeed, I'd have to look it up, and next week I'll figure out the screen share. You can say, in ZipRecruiter too, I am looking for a job that pays at least, let's say, 45 to 70,000. Sometimes there are really cool jobs that you've never ever thought of that can use your skills for. And by looking at how much they pay and location, you can find. I've got a couple of associates that went into being park rangers, and they loved it. In fact, I got a friend, and he's got hair like me. He's done all kinds of things. He actually last year got elected mayor of a town, and he only kind of registered because it was a $10 registration fee, and boom, no one else registered, so he ended up mayor of the town. Anyway. Very quickly after that, he decided there's a reason no one registered for mayor. So he'll finish out his term. But along the way, he applied to become, what can I do at his age, which is my age. And he loves history. He likes being outdoors. So he just went looking. He is now, one of the cool words I like, what is a docent? You know, in Star Wars, they had docents. I had to keep looking at DOCENT. It basically means someone who's learning what they're doing and the philosophy of it. So he is now a docent of for one of the park services out in Kansas, and he's learning the history of the area, all of the floor. So his job is to do, when he finally finishes all this training, and he's going to get paid for it. 4 times a day, he'll do guided tours through the park. But he needs to know everything about beyond that tree was once a cabin, and 47 people lived there, and, all that kind of stuff. So there are really cool ways to find unique opportunities. Okay. I'm having fun.
I'm having a good time.
Okay. So let's see what else we got on the old slide there. So I know we're coming up. We got 12 minutes left. Not that I'm counting. I've kind of had a good time today. This is our very first. There I am. I'm big. You're little. There we go. Blue screen. Career questions. That's such timing. On Bill Golden Jobs or intelligencecareers.com. The button does not exist on intelligencecareers.com yet, but I'll make sure it's there. Look for the button that says Ask a Career Question. You'll come to this simple form. It'll ask for your name, your email, and we don't share that. We don't mark it to you after this. We use the email to write back to you. And you can ask a comment or question. And like if you're an employer, this is a good place too to say, hey, I got this really cool job at Aberdeen, or I got this really neat job in wherever you got the really neat job. St. Louis, Missouri, et cetera, et cetera. And here's a link or here's an image that you can use because images matter. We'll have many more images next week, I promise. So many images. Anyway. Use our career question form to ask a question because we will give kind of a brief answer online and then share some of the stuff, but we'll give you a lot more in-depth. And next week, we'll also have another form where you can put it in that says, hey, Bill, I'm looking for a job like in the following location. And I'll have Brandon go help find an answer to that. And then I'll put my name on it. Nope. We'll let Brandon put his name on it. But because we're here to help. We want your resume. We're doing this program weekly because we want your resume. We have a ton of jobs, and we know people that have a ton of jobs, and whatever helps people be successful in life makes us more memorable. So career questions. What else we got? So we're here each Wednesday, 12:30 to 2 p.m. We're down to 10 minutes. And we do repeat what we do say, because this is not meant to be a watch from beginning to end. I mean, I'm only watching from beginning to end because I can see the screen that I'm talking on, and I have to be here. I want to be here, by the way, and I want to be here to help you. So go ask a question next week and join us at some time from 12:30 to 2, because we will probably repeat ourselves 3 to 4 times, and join us online. Oh, we got a break. Well, that means next topic. What is the next topic? Oh, entry level. Cool. So let me talk about the NSA really quick. The NSA publishes their jobs on Intelligence Careers and Bill Golden Jobs. They're paid advertisements on to take their jobs. The National Security Agency, Fort George Meade, which is actually in a number of locations, has a lot of entry-level opportunities for jobs that you just never imagined, such as finance, program management. The NSA has its own police force, which we'll kind of talk about here in a moment. To find these jobs, look for the NSA logo on our homepage. And the NSA logo appears actually throughout both of our websites. Look for the red button and push NSA entry level. Of course, if you're not entry level, you have your clearance and you do yada, yada, yada. I can't discuss it. Click the blue button that says view NSA jobs. But if you're truly looking for NSA entry level, and if you're a new grad, back to Brandon's question, and you're not sure what you want to do, the NSA does so many things that as long as you actually got your degree and you did better than a 2.5, I guess a 2.5 would be acceptable. More better is more better, though. Anyway, you got your degree, you're looking to do something, click NSA entry-level jobs, and it will bring you to this screen. And this is only a partial screenshot. There are probably 25 to 30 different NSA entry-level opportunities right now. Some of the NSA jobs you want to know about, quick, you got to apply. This job does close on the 11th. That's like tomorrow midnight. When NSA says a job closes at midnight, it is always not there the next day. So if you have a background in counterintelligence, or you have an academic, and they tell you the degrees in this job description that they're looking for. You could be an English major and make a good counterintelligence investigator, because a good English major or foreign language specialist, etc., they parse meaning. They understand that words should have meaning, word order has meaning, etc., etc. Anyway, they often make really good counterintelligence types, and the NSA has entry level and is looking, of course, for experience level, and they describe that and they tell you how much you can earn by degree area. Clinical psychologists, the NSA is looking to hire clinical psychologists on staff for, this is basically Anchorage, Alaska, Augusta, Georgia, outside of Honolulu, Hawaii, San Antonio, Texas, and at Fort Meade, Maryland, and the Fort Meade area. Because, you think about things way too much, and you need a clinical psychologist. But the neat thing is, when you read this job description, there are 3 different missions that clinical psychologists have at the NSA. I'm not going to tell you what it is, because, I'm just here to let you know that the job exists, and I don't want to speak for the NSA. I'm not an NSA recruiter. I am a talking head. Anyway, but I know their jobs. This is a good job. Great opportunity. Not for entry level, though. Okay. Oh, we're the blue screen. Luckily, it's not the blue screen of death. That would be, blank screen. Anyway, I'm going to go back to the very beginning. We need one of those buttons. Maybe see here. Oh, that's cool. All the way back. So it's 1:54. This is our first program. And we have gone through a number of things today. We look forward to you joining us each week where we'll do questions. We will put up the video. We probably won't leave the video up more than 2 to 3 days or 3 to 4 days. Certainly, we will take it down before the next one comes up each week because the information gets old and the links that we put in here get old. But you know where to find us because every Wednesday from 12:30 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are here, Brandon and I, to help you find your next great career opportunity. Brandon, what do you have?
All of the links to what we were talking about today, whether it be internships, jobs, or career fairs, will be in the description of the video. So if you're interested in any of those, it should be easy for you to find.
And let me go through the job fairs really quick since there are a number that are upcoming. Let me find that. Dun, 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 dun. Job fairs. That's cool. Tomorrow, you can register today online. You can register tomorrow. If you can't make it, now most of these jobs, maybe some are secret, I'm not sure. Most are going to be top secret and top secret SCI, which means I can't tell you if you don't know what that means. But if you have engineering skills, software, technology, finance, acquisition, logistics, etc., Arkfield is looking for you, and they have jobs in the Chantilly, Reston, Herndon area for to help put things into space, manage things once they get into space, and to manage emerging technologies as those contracts unfold. You can learn more at Tech Expo USA, which is actually putting on the event for Arkfield. And look for us always on LinkedIn, where we post information about these events all day long. April 18th, across the USA, there are employers that want to talk to people who were in the military, are coming out of the military, that understand the military, which is what military friendly means. These employers understand what it is that you bring to the table, and they're here to help make you to open up opportunities. Often you'll see everyone from retailers to the U.S. Postal Service. Let me look really quick. I can tell you who'll be here at the upcoming. Now, GTSC will be there. And next week, which we'll have time for next week. Oh. It says that it cannot connect. I don't know what that's about. Anyway, you go to corporategray.com, you'll see who's coming to the career fair. But they have a wide range of employers. 90% of jobs, certainly 80%, 80 to 90% of jobs do not require a security clearance. It's open to the public, virtually online. So register today for Corporate Gray. Corporate Gray does open to employers. I forget the time amount, but it lets employers review and then invite people to come. So the sooner you register is that enhances the opportunity because so many people come. Some events are anywhere, I would say they can range from 1,400 to 18, maybe 1,900 people participate virtually. GTSC with Brandon at the helm, we have 4 recruiters. There's no way they get through those resumes. Even in the weeks after, there's no way they get through those resumes because we actually, there's a timer that runs. And in an hour, a good recruiter who really pushes, tell me what you do, let me look at your resume, yada, yada, yada. They may actually only get to talk to maybe 8 to 12 people, depending upon what it is. So when you have 1,800 people show up, and even with 4 recruiters, and you see simple math, 12 times 4. Anyway, that's about 48 people an hour. Maybe we can get it up to 60. So in a 2-hour event, 2.5-hour event, our 4 recruiters might talk to almost 200 people. And when you have 1,400 to 1,800 show up, get your resume online, register early, so both you and we have a chance to connect by on April 18th. And Pax River, Patuxent River Naval Air Station. The biggie for this is you get the opportunity to meet the Defense Intelligence Agency recruiters, and based upon the link that they have there, they are looking for a lot of interns. These are paid internships, but they have a lot of other opportunities too. So go to jobzoneonline.com, and I believe they provide a link. You can actually register online. I don't know how many companies you'll talk to, but certainly all the companies that participate will get your resume after the event. And then on April 25th, which is several days later, that's why it's, 24 plus. Anyway, it's a couple of days later. At Joint Base Andrews, this event is not open to the public. The Pax River is open to the public, but and by public, I mean U.S. citizen. They have all kinds of opportunities. Joint Base Andrews is open to the public, but only if you have access to the base itself. So if you think you're going to show up on the day of and talk your way in onto the base, that's not happening. So, but there are plenty of other job fairs. So go to BillGoldenJobs.com. Right on the homepage, we have opportunities for you. And you know what, Brandon? It is now 2:01.
Okay, then. I guess we're ending stream. Thank you for watching.
Hey, everyone, take care. We will see you next Wednesday. Peace.